Good morning. So if you're up this morning, maybe you're on your way to work, but I hope you guys are having a great morning. I got my coffee, so I am sipping this morning as well. I gotta have my coffee in the morning. But we're about to make something with these pants. So these are some cow print pants that I got from a friend, and they are super thick, but they have like a little satin lining on the inside. So I am gonna use the lining on the inside for these pants. So let's get right into it. I'm excited. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Yesterday, I spent the day out by the lake here and I enjoyed some crawfish. So I had a really good time. Had me a glass of wine. So I hope you guys had a great weekend as well. All right, I can already see this is about to be a mess. So I've never used cow print or worked with cow print before. But we're going to add fringes to this bag. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun as well. So let's do this. So right now I'm just cutting off the bottom part of the bag. Well, the bottom part of the pants, I should say. Oh, this is about to be everywhere. But I think the bag is going to be cute. So I'm going to add fringes to it. I think we're going to just add the fringes to the flap just to make it kind of easy. I'm going to add a gusset around the bottom of this bag. Good morning. Good morning. If you're up this morning. Hey, Teresa, I'm at work, so I won't monopolize the chat this time. It's okay, girl. You know I love having you comment and helping us out. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have an awesome day at work today. I'm excited, Teresa. Teresa is from Oklahoma, and she's always here having fun with us. I'm just up this morning, sipping and sewing. And we're about to make something with these cow print pants. I think this is going to be a cute little bag. I can see it with some little cowboy boots and a cute little hat, cowboy hat. Yo, this stuff is getting all over the table, but I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't want you to fall. It's getting everywhere. So I'm just cutting off the legs so I can get a good chunk of the fabric. So for this pattern, I think what I'm going to do is just make a square, but I'm going to round the bottom portion of this bag. This is so pretty. I can't wait. It's like different colors of cow print on each side. So this is different. So like I said, I'm just cutting off a good bit. Teresa says, oh, thank you. I love the group here. Oh, I know, right? Like, I'm having so much fun. I know I always say that, but it's true. So let's see. I'm cutting off a good bit. I'm just opening up the pants legs So now I have a nice piece that I can use. Did you make the denim jeans? What is inside of these pants? A little piece of cow print, I guess, in case something happens. I don't know, but this was inside the pants, y'all. Like, that's kind of weird. I don't know why would they put that in there. I guess if you needed to patch up something, you had an extra piece. I don't know. But that was inside the pants. Let's get everywhere. All right. This cow print is flying everywhere. So you know I'm going to have to use my bucket and my paintbrush so I can keep my workstation clean, because this is about to be a whole another journey. The denim bag we made in the last live was a journey, but this is about to be a journey. I can see it already. But this won't be a long journey. This won't be super long. Like, we're gonna try to wrap this up in about an hour. Like, that's what my plan is today. Is to sew this bag, add some fringes, and wrap it up in about an hour. So it's not gonna be a very big bag. I think I want to make it just kind of small and cute. Since I cut off the leg, now that I have two pieces, what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm trying to make this one. You can scale this bag up for the idea that I have, but for now, we're just gonna make it a nice size to just hold your phone. So let's see. So I'm gonna make this bag about 8 inches. I'm gonna go to 9. Let's go to 9. 9 inches by, let's see how far down can I go before I get to the seam. I'm gonna go to 12. Let's see. Let's go this way. I think I'm gonna do, and once again, we're just creating with this one as well. So I'm not quite sure. So I'm making the top right where the seam is. I'll show you in a second once I cut it out. But I'm going 7 inches across, and then I'm gonna come down 7 inches. So this one is gonna be 7 by 7. So like I said, it won't be very big. But it's gonna be cute. It's definitely gonna be cute. So I just cut off a big chunk from the pants, and I cut them out 7 by 7. This is like getting all in my nose. I think it's gonna be cute. I did make a pair, however, I accidentally sewed the legs up as the waist, so I had to pick the stitches, including the serge seams. They're almost finished again. I know, sometimes you do have to kind of redo some things whenever you mess up. And messing up, to me, I mess up a lot, but that's how I learn, Yeah, the only pair of pants that I did make, it is easy to sew up that little seam, like in the middle, like right around the crotch area. It's definitely easy to mess up and do that, and then you can't like put your legs in the pants if you do that. So when I first learned how to sew, I think I made the same mistake, honestly. If you don't pay attention and follow the pattern and stuff, sometimes it can easily just go left fast. It'll go left. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's like all kinds of hair all on the table, but it's fine. So now, so like I said, I cut off a nice bit to make it 7 by 7. So this is gonna be like a cute little night out Western bag that you can wear as a crossbody. It's gonna be a little rounded on the bottom. It's gonna have a gusset around it. And I may actually use some of the pants leg for the strap. So I'm just cutting out my 7 by 7 pieces. At first, I thought about making like a big backpack, but then I'm thinking like the pants legs. Sometimes you don't have really enough to work with the pants legs. So since I'm reusing a pair of pants, so I figured let's just make something cute for your phone and your wallet. Keep it simple, because you know me, I'll go crazy and try to make a big backpack out of a pair of pants. All right, so now we got our piece cut out. Let's clean up a little bit. I'm definitely gonna have to sweep up a little bit after I'm done, because like I said, this is everywhere. All right, so now we got our 2 pieces. I'm gonna round the bottom of them. So I got these 2 pieces. So I'm just gonna round the bottom. And then I'm going to, this was the inside of the pan. So I can actually use this as the lining. So I'm gonna cut out the same size and just use that. Since that was the lining of the pants, that'll be the lining to the bag as well. I'm just gonna stick a few pins in it. Everybody's at work. so that you'll be able to watch the replay. So now I'm just cutting out the lining and rounding the corners. All right, so to round the corners, since this is 7 by 7, I can just fold it in half. And that way it'll have the same shape. I'm just gonna kind of cut right around the bottom and cut off the corner. All right, let's see how that looks. And then I'm gonna measure. Not quite as even as I want it to look. I'm gonna fold it in half again. And see if I can make it look a little bit more rounded and even. I'm just rounding the bottom. So this little bag is gonna be like a little sack, like a little crossbody sack almost. We're gonna make the fringes for it. All right, that looks a little better for the bottom of the bag. All right, so now I've rounded the bottom of it. And I use some of the lining of the pants to keep the lining for the back, for the bag as well. I gotta keep cleaning up because these pants are getting everywhere. And then I'm gonna make the flap the exact same shape. So I'm gonna use what I've already cut out to make the flap. So we can actually use one more piece. I think this bottom portion is kind of pretty. It's got a different pattern on it. So I'm just gonna stick some pins in it. And then I bought some brown leather from Hobby Lobby the other day when I got the black leather. So that's what I'm gonna make the fringes with. So this is gonna be cute. Good morning, Casey. Hey, Casey. Casey says good morning, y'all. How are you? How's your Monday? How's your Monday mornings? Monday morning, we up and at it. We are up and at it this morning, Case. We are making this bag with cow print pants. So I'm making the flap. I'm just gonna round the flap just like the same rounded shape as the actual bottom part of the bag. Because what I'm gonna do is add the fringes to the flap. It's going to be very simple. We're not going to overextend ourselves today. I can't wait to sew this bag up so that way it can stop shedding everywhere. All right, so now we have that done. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the lining to the pants, and I'm gonna cut out that same shape so that way I have a piece for the flap as well. And then we've got to make the gusset that's gonna go around this bag at the bottom. No hardware, just maybe some D-rings for the strap. But other than that, we can keep it simple. This little pattern, you can add like pockets on the inside if you want to. But just for the sake of the live today and just kind of keeping it short and sweet, we're just going to make the bag. Cute little foam bag, crossbody that you can throw your phone into, your wallet. And that's really it. Nothing too fancy. All right, so now we got the flap, the front and the back. And now I'm going to measure and take my measuring tape and go around the stuff is everywhere. And go around the flap. Go around the bottom piece. So that way we can cut out a gusset for it. Let's see. Measuring tape. So we're going to measure from the left all the way around to the other side. So this is about about 19 inches. So I'm going to cut out a piece from the leg. So I have this piece here we can use. Let's see if I have a longer piece. Or I can just connect them. We can make it 19 inches. Let's see. So 19 is 8.5 or 9. Wait, let's see. 8 and 8 is 16. So we could do, we would have to do 9.5, huh? Nine and a half, and we'll make the gusset about, we'll make it about 4 inches, 4.5 inches wide. I'm going to cut out 2 pieces because I'm going to connect these at the center, at the bottom, since I didn't really have enough to. This is my 4.5 piece by 9, and then I'm going to do the same thing with another piece, and then I'm going to connect them to make the gusset that's going to go around the bottom portion of this cute little bag. I don't know if you guys like Western wear, but I need to get me a pair of cowboy boots. I don't know if you guys saw my AI picture of me with my cowboy boots on. I thought that would be fun since the lady asked me to take a picture. I mean, put the bag on. And I was like, well, I don't have anything to wear with this bag to make it look cute. So why don't we just create the picture with AI and let it show off the bag with me with my cowboy boots on and my cowboy hat. Oh, Casey says I'm not feeling the best, but I'm working on a wallet for my son. And it's his birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to him, Casey. Oh, and I hope you feel better. There's been some nasties that's been going around, to be honest, like all kind of respiratory infections and all kind of nastiness. So I hope you definitely feel better. Well, thank you for being on with us this morning, even though you don't quite feel good. Thank you, Casey, because I know it's tough. And you know, sometimes our DIY projects and working on things kind of help you get over things. Like I sewed a lot during COVID time because it just kept my mind off of stuff. And it made me feel better, to be honest. Like, it definitely made me feel better. I did feel bad, but keeping my mind off of feeling bad was the best thing that I could do. You know, sometimes you just don't want to ruminate and just be thinking about your sickness and how you feel. So I get it. Honestly, that's how I get over a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I just try to stay busy, you know, and just keep your mind off of it. Y'all know I like to stay busy, but that's how I get through a lot of things in life. Just stay busy. Don't fixate on too much. Worry about my next thing, my next creative project, you know. That's how I get through it. And it helps. It really does help. Some people just lay in bed. I can't just lay in bed. Like, I gotta get up, get moving, do some things, get some energy. Because the more you sit, the less energy you'll have. So the more you lay in bed. So I hope you take care of yourself. But this is definitely taking care of yourself. Sewing and doing things and making the wallet for your son. That is going to keep your mind off of it today. So yay. Casey's up sewing with us. Teresa's at work. So now I got these two pieces. So what I'm going to do is just put them right sides together. And I'm just going to sew them together so that way I can make the gusset. Where's my thread? So we're about to get going and put this little baby together. I'm about to make the fringes for it. I gotta pull the thread through. All right, so now I'm about to sew these two pieces together. And it is going to be our gusset piece. First. First, I had to fix my pedal, y'all. Maybe I wasn't strong enough to put this machine together myself, but what I can say is I did it. I did it. But I had to make some adjustments to my pedal at the bottom because it was definitely in the wrong place. And you guys, I bought a whole bunch of presser feet. So we get to play around with that soon and see what that's going to be like. So I'm super excited to try all of the different presser feet. And I know you guys have experience with all that stuff, especially some of you have experiences with the industrial machines. So I can't wait so you guys can help me figure out how they work. That's going to be super fun. So I'm really excited about that. Casey, how old is your son? I know his wallet is going to be super cute. Did you find like some nice material for it? All right, so I have this piece sewn together. So this is going to become my gusset piece. And I think what I'm going to do is to hold my seam flat. I'm going to fold it to one side and just tack it down to one side just so that way it can lay flat. Did you guys have your coffee this morning? He's 26, working with vinyl to find the pattern. Let's see. 26 JN vinyl to find pattern. Then it will be a brown leather. That's gonna be really nice. That is gonna be super nice. He's gonna like that. I love making stuff for family. Such a personal gift. All right, so now that I have that piece sewn together, I am going to kind of taper off the sides a little bit. So even though this is going to go around the bag, let's see. So even though it's going to go around the bag, I am going to make the sides just a little bit shorter or skinnier. So I'm going to come up on the sides and bring the sides in just a little bit. So I'm going to use my ruler, and right at the middle seam, I'm going to take off about a 1/2 inch from each side. Let's see. Take off about a 1/2 inch from each side. Draw a line from my center seam to the line that I drew. And I'm just gonna cut that piece off. I am gonna cut out the same shape for my lining for the gusset. So now that I've drawn my little lines on this, so the edges will be just a little bit more narrow, the part that comes up along the side. Yeah, you have a 26-year-old. I have a 21-year-old daughter, so they're still our little babies. So now this is what it looks like. It's a little bit more narrow on the ends, even though they think they're so grown. Which they are. They're growing up. All right, so now we got the gusset, we got the front, we got the back, we got the flap. I just got to cut out a little bit of the lining for the gusset. No, this getting all in my nose and everything and everywhere. Yeah, they really are grown. Well, can you tell that to my daughter? Like, why I'm still paying for 26, 23, 21. All mine are grown. Ooh, girl. You go, girl. I know that's right. You still paying a cell phone bill? Are you still paying their cell phone bill? Because I'm still paying my daughter's cell phone bill. Just saying. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? But she's still in school, so I don't mind helping her out, you know. We gotta help them out as long as we can. Nope. Oh, girl, you lucky. You so lucky. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. They paying their whole cell phone bill. And them things are expensive. That's a high bill sometimes, depending on, you know, your plan and all of that. But good for you. They all have been paying their cell phone bill and insurance since 16. Oh, I did something wrong. I failed. I failed as a parent. Why am I still paying a cell phone bill? That's awesome though. For them to be, that's grown. They been grown. Huh, girl? They been grown. That's so cool. Yeah, true. It's definitely a privilege and it's definitely not a necessity these days, but you know, we all need it. We all want one for sure. Maybe don't need one, but all right. So now I'm just gonna cut out some of this, some more of the lining, so I can make the gusset lining. I know that's right. It's definitely not. There's so many things they like to have at that age that's not a necessity. And then with her graduation coming up, y'all know I'm about to be spending a lot of money. It's a celebration. She knocked it out, y'all, in 4 years, so I'm so excited for her. She got like 2 photo shoots, a video shoot. We just got her cap and gown. She got her ring. So it's about to get super expensive over here in our household. Because graduation is coming in May. And we're all so thankful and excited for her. All right, so now I'm just cutting out a piece for the lining, for the gusset. I did have some left. But that's awesome. Casey, that's an awesome mommy. You did good, girl. Let me see if I could give you some flowers. Hold on. It may be some flowers, or if I don't have no flowers, what I could do is I can give you some applause because that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. You raised some awesome kids, and I think that's pretty awesome. So, some little grown adults now. I'm learning how to work my little live stream software, y'all. Social work. Let's get back to the comments. Let's see what Casey said. All right. Now I have a piece cut out for my gusset. So cool. We got front and back, lining, flap, lining, gusset, lining. Oh, is that what your daughter did? She did political science is her major. So she wants to go back to law school. So that's what she wants to do. So I'm super excited for her. She was in speech and debate, like all high school. She's such like a little politician. Like she loves making sure people vote and like, you know, real serious issues on campus at LSU. Like she's all into her clubs and stuff. So I'm just so thankful that she's doing really well. And that's what she wants to do. So she's about to do the paralegal program at LSU. And so thank you, Casey. And so she's going to do the paralegal program and try to knock that out right after she graduates. No breaks. She doesn't want to take any breaks. Just strictly going straight into it. Because at 21 years old, I think that's the best thing. Just knock it out. Keep going if you can. I know it's hard. You know, sometimes she gets a little stressed out, which I understand because, you know, it took me a while to graduate. I'm not going to lie. And I got a simple business degree. Like, that's it. But that degree wore me out. Like, it whipped my butt. Like, and I got a good bit of debt, too. But still, you know, I'm super proud of her because she's knocking it out with no debt. And, you know, she's able to go. So we'll see how it goes for law school. We could all use a nice, smart lawyer in the family, right? We pushing her to keep going. So I guess I don't mind paying her cell phone bill. But she got a lot going on. I guess. So this is the leather that I got, you guys. It was $11.99. It's the same thing as the black leather that I used in the last live. But I decided to take that leather off the bag because I just like the all denim look. Once I was finished with it, I realized I just wanted to be all denim for the most part. So it's easy to just make changes sometimes. And I did the strap the same way I did the other denim bag strap in my videos. So it's just easy to make my little denim straps like that. And then you don't have to add any hardware or anything like that to it. So it's just easy to do it that way. With this bag, I think it's going to look nice with some D-rings. So that's what I'm going to add. So now I'm about to make some fringes that I want to put around this bag. At least around the flap. So I want my fringes to be kind of long. So this is the leather that I have. So let's see how long we want our fringes to be. I'm going to make the fringes about... And it's got to go around that entire flap. So 20 inches. I think we're good. So this whole piece is long enough to make the fringes with. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to make I'm going to leave about 2 inches before I start the fringes. So I think I'm going to cut this to about 15 inches down. So let's find my chalk. So I have some chalk, and I'm just going to draw a line from the top of this piece of leather to about 15 inches down. And then I'm just going to cut off. I am going to use my cutting mat, though, because I don't want to mess up my table. My sewing machine table. All right, and this, I mean, the fringes, they don't have to be perfect because you're just cutting little strips. So I'll show you in a minute how I'm going to do it. All right, and so now I have this piece cut off. It's about 15 inches long, and then I just left it the width of the actual piece of leather. So what I'm going to do is grab my cutting mat. And I'm just going to draw a line on the back about 2 inches away from the top. And that's where I'm going to stop cutting the fringes. The fringes are going to be maybe like 1/4 of an inch thick. So we'll make them about 1/4 of an inch thick. So I just drew a line on the back of the leather about 2 inches from the top. And I got my rotary cutter and I got my cutting mat. And so what I'm going to do is start making the fringes. This is a leather rotary cutter. So we're just going to start. Actually, I'm going to use my ruler and just make them, like I said, about 1/4 of an inch. So I have my ruler on it. Let's see if I can remove this banner so that way you guys. I think you can. There we go. So that way you can see. So I'm just gonna start cutting the fringes and stopping right at that little line. So I'm just gonna go all the way across. All the way across. I'm making them like a 1/4 of an inch wide, maybe a little less. So this leather is easy to cut. It's not bad at all. So let's see if we could go a little faster, because we do have to go all the way to the other end. We're making the fringes. For the flap. So I thought this, since this is like cow print, the brown leather would go really good. And you gotta have a little fringe on a Western style bag. You just have to. You just have to, you know. All right, we're getting there. Have you guys ever made fringes before? Pretty easy. How's the wallet coming along, Casey? Are you still picking out the pattern? I think you said you was working on the pattern first. If you just joined us, we're making a cow print bag with some brown leather fringes on it. Let us know what you're sewing, what you're sipping on. I got my coffee this morning. I got my project we're working on this morning. So this is a little tedious, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you decided on 2 versions? So Casey says she decided on 2 versions. I know, right? So to make a nice wallet, there's so many ways you could do it. I know some men like the minimal style, but to keep it nice and simple. But I like having compartments and pockets and different things. I would love to see it when you're done with it so we can see what it looks like. So now you're starting to sew it. Yay, Casey sewing with anybody else working on anything this morning? Teresa made some denim jeans for her cute little grand baby. And I know they turned out so cute. All right, we getting there, y'all. So this is what we got so far. Yay! I love fringes. This is what we got so far, and we just got to get over to the other side. But we getting there. We are getting there. Because after I'm done with this, we're just going to put it all together. Doing a little prep work. But after we get this part done, we're going to put it all together. It doesn't have to be perfect. But you're not making two, you just have two versions of the pattern. Right? The two that you're deciding on. Oh, well, you're starting to sew now, so you should be working on the first version. I love print like this, the cow print. Anything that's leopard print, cheetah, cow, like I love all that stuff. I sewed on the waistbands for literally about 3 minutes before I left for work. Oh, Teresa. No, girl, focus on work. Like, you gotta focus on work. Teresa said I had to pay attention for a bit here at work. I sewed on the waistband for literally about 3 minutes before I left for work. Yeah, sometimes you gotta get it in wherever you fit it in, you know? You gotta get it in wherever you can. That's funny. 3 minutes, that's a, hey, you know, that's a good bit of time to do a little something, something. A little bit. That's funny. Anybody else up at work or sewing something this morning? My coffee's getting cold. I got this mug from Hobby Lobby. Everything I get is from Hobby Lobby, I feel like these days, because I just spend so much time in there. It's so nice to walk around and see all the decorations, all the Easter stuff is out. Can y'all believe it's almost that time? They've already put the Easter stuff out. Like, we just finished Valentine. And the Easter stuff is already out. All right, we almost there, y'all. We almost around to the other side. Trying to go a little faster. I can see the light. I can see the light. I can see it. Teresa, you the best, girl. Teresa's at work. Casey not feeling good. Like, y'all the bomb.com to be here with me. Sewing this morning. But this is what we love to do. We like to create. We like to sew and make stuff. So the sewing girlies, we attract to each other because we have like minds. We like to create, you know? And that's what's so great about YouTube and this whole experience, because then I get to connect with y'all and like really get to know people, you know? I think that's my love language. I like people. I like to get to know people. I wasn't always like this though. But lately, I've been feeling the love. All right, y'all. We're almost to the other end. We're getting there. That's what we got so far. We're getting there. We're getting there. We got fringes. We got fringes. I got a little bit more left to go. I think I wanted these fringes to be kind of long. You can cut them down once you get to the end. I can cut straight across. We can make a little shape. Make them shorter on the sides, longer in the middle. Once we do the flap. I think it's going to turn out really cute. So it's not going to be a very big bag. Just a small bag to put your phone in, money, cards. But it is going to be cute. Cow print, Western looking type bag. Almost there. Okay, that's my little Etsy shop going off in the background. Hey, Etsy shop person, we on a live. All right, we getting there, we getting there, we getting there. So to make these fringes, you definitely want to make sure you got a sharp needle, rotary cutter needle. I mean, razor, cutter, and a cutting mat. You gotta have that. All right, we're almost to the end. Almost to the end. My right arm is kind of tired now, but we're almost there. Yo, on the last slide, that bag took me out. We made it to the end, though. We made it. We made it. I was determined to put that bag on. Like, I was like, you know what? We're getting to the end. I'm putting this bag on my shoulder. Teresa hung out with me. Casey's been hanging out with me. And we had a few other ladies. Sometimes the handle name, if it's not like your real name in your handle, it's hard for me to kind of engage with you. But I think her name was Edie. She was really sweet. And she engaged a lot on the last live. So welcome to anyone who just joined us. We are making the fringes at the moment. We're almost to the end of the fringes. Thank God, because my right arm got maybe about 6 more to go. We'll be done with this part. Just using my ruler and my cutting mat to make the fringes. We're up sewing this morning, early in the morning. Some of us are at work. Well, this is work. We're always working, doing something, staying busy. Staying busy. All right, guys, two more. Two more. Two more. And I think I'm done. One. And one and done. Oh, shoot. One and done. All right. So now that's done. I can put my cover on there. Our fringes are done. Yay, we did the fringes. We did the fringes. All right. So now what I'm going to do is put my cutting mat back. And then we're going to sew the fringes inside the flap. So this was the piece that we had to cut out for the flap. So what I'm going to do is pin the fringes towards the inside. Cut off a little bit more from the top, about a half of an inch. And then I'm just going to sew them right around the edge with the right sides facing. I'm going to stick a clip in it to kind of hold it in place. Let's start sewing. I'm going to try to just hold it in place and go all the way around the flap. I just have the raw edges on it, meeting up the raw edges of the fringes and the raw edges of the flap. I'm going to make some small little snips around where I'm going to curve the fringes so it can go around the curves. And then I'm just going to stick a few clips in it just so it can stay in place. And go all the way to the other side. And flip right around where I'm going to curve it again on the bottom. Adding a few little snippets. So right now I'm working on the flap. tuck in on the flap. We're making us a nice little Western looking bag. All right, so now I can cut off the excess. We made it to the other side. So we got a little bit left. So maybe we can, ooh, you know what we could do with this piece? Maybe we can roll it up and make us a tassel. Yeah, yeah. Make us a little tassel. That would be cute. So I'm going to put that to the side because maybe we can do something with that. All right, let's keep going. I'm about to keep going around. Let's keep going around. And we're going to add the fringes to the flap. So we're almost around to the other side. I'm just going to go slow around the curves. And then I'm going to try to add the lining right over all of this. Stuff the fringes inside the flap. So we getting there, y'all. All right, so now we have the fringes sewn to the flap. And so what I'm going to do is add the lining right over this piece and try to stuff the fringes on the inside. I'm going to take all of this and ball it up if I can. And place the lining over it. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be so cute. All right, let's see how we can get our fringes to stay out of the way when we sew the lining. So I'm going to take a few of them and pin it. Tuck it down. I'm going to place the lining face down right over the fringes, the raw edges, and clip the lining in place. So I think what I'm going to do is just attach the lining as, because the fringes will be in the way. So I'm just going to attach the lining as I sew around and just move the fringes out of the way as I go. So I clipped one side of the lining onto it, and I'm just going to go around like that. I'm just going to turn it as I go around. And slow around the curves. Slow around the curves, attaching a little lining. Now I gotta kind of tuck the other side, so I'm just gonna kind of undo what I folded up on that side. And try to lay it as flat as possible. And come up to the other side. I'm trying to pull it a little bit tighter. All right. So now we have the lining attached. Good morning, good morning. Well, it's almost afternoon now. It's about 11. We've been at it since about 10 o'clock. I'm just going to cut off a little bit of this extra lining. All right, so now I'm just going to turn this inside out. I'm going to make some little snips down here at the bottom. I use my little snip scissors to make some little snips without cutting my thread. I don't want to do that by accident. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. So this is my little flap. So we just attached the fringes onto the flap, and I'm just going to turn it inside out. I have the lining attached. And we can cut a little bit of the fringes off. I just wanted them to be kind of long, just in case. I wanted it to look like longer fringes than shorter ones. And so now I'm just going to stick a few pins and top stitch along the edge of the bag just to keep the fringes going in the right place and keep the flap nice and flat. I'm just rolling the seam back, sticking a few pins in it. It is tough to get through, but I can get through it. All right, going over to the other side. We're getting there, guys. Cut off a little bit of this excess part on the line. Okay, this is our flap, but what we're gonna do is top stitch all the way around it. Clean up a little bit. We're gonna add the front, the back, and the gusset in a second. The D-rings. So I'm gonna add the D-rings now to this little gusset piece. So that way it's already sewn to the gusset. I'm going to top stitch around this entire piece right here. So let's do that first. I'm going to sew about 1/8 of an inch away from the seam. So I'm concentrating just to make sure that my stitches are neat looking going around this little flap. So just going around the flap, making sure my fringes are out of the way. Right, so now that's done. So we're done top stitching around the flap. And so this is our cute little flap for our little bag that we're making. Let's set that on the side. I'm gonna grab 2 D-rings. So for this, they don't have to be big D-rings. They can be little. So I do have some smaller ones that we can use for this bag. So I'm just gonna use about looks like about a 1/2 inch D-ring. And I'm gonna cut out just a little bit of the material. About a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna cut it in half. And stick it right through the D-ring. And then I'm gonna attach it right in the center on the side of the gusset. So I'm gonna take the gusset and attach the D-ring right here on the side in the center, maybe about 1 inch of the way from the top. Actually, make the D-ring go up like this. So I'm gonna attach it right in the center. I'm just eyeballing it, but you can use a ruler to make a mark if you need to. go back and forth a few times just to make sure that this is the part that the strap attaches to. So depending on how much stuff you have in your bag, you just want to make sure this part is nice and secure. All right, I got that side on. I do have some leather markers. So any parts that are white or light, or if you want to change the color to brown, you can grab some leather markers and do that. So now I have that one attached, and I'm going to do it to the other side of the gusset. So we're just attaching the D-rings onto the gusset now. Same thing on this side. I'll put it right in the center, about 1.5 inches, maybe 1.5 inches down from the side. It's just easier to attach the D-rings on now than later. All right, we got that side on. So what I'm going to do is make the outer bag first. Now that we have the flap complete, we have the D-rings attached to the gusset. We have the front and the back done. So what I'm going to do is take the front and the back, and I'm going to attach the gusset to the outer bag. So this is the front and the back with the right sides facing. So I'm going to fold it in half so I can mark the center of the bottom. So I'm going to use my little snips, snip out the center. And then with the center where my seam is, I'm going to place it right in the center where the snip is. And then we're going to use our little snips and make some little snips going all the way around the curve where you have to attach the gusset to the curved portion of the front and the back of the bag. I'm just going to make some little snips so that way the material can kind of spread a little bit. So I'm using my clips and I'm going around, just clipping it in place. So right now we're just attaching the gusset, clipping it in place all the way around to the other side. Same thing over here, go all the way around to the other side. We're making a little saddle bag, a little cow print saddle bag, fringe flap bag that I think is going to be super cute when it's done. All right, so this is what we got so far. So now I'm just going to sew all the way around this side. We might have to thread the bottom bobbin soon. So I'm going to use about 1/4 inch seam allowance and start sewing. I did order a whole bunch of feet for this machine. So it should be coming soon. So we'll have fun with that. All right, we got that side attached. How you making out over there, Casey? Did you take a break yet? Have you had a little coffee break? Oh, my coffee's still good, even though it's freezing cold. It's still delicious. All right, so now we have this side sewn, so I'm just going to take the back part and do the same thing. Cut some few little snips out on this side. Find the center of my back piece and make a little snippet. Place it right side down, right over the center, and then I'm going to clip it in place. You had your coffee this morning? For sure. Definitely had mine. Still sipping. Still sipping this morning. Just spreading out. But that's it. On the other side. Flipping it in place all the way around. I'm going to sew the lining bag the exact same way. We're making less of a mess now, finally. Since parts of the bag are finally being sewn together. So now I'm just going to sew around this side. Stitching the back panel onto the gusset. I usually have my little stiletto so I can hold down the leather as I sew around, just to make it easy. We getting there, almost to the other side. I gotta order some more bottom bobbin cases and a little thing that holds the thread onto it. All right, so now we have this part of the bag complete. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing with the lining. Let's clean up a little bit because there's cow hair everywhere. Same thing. I'll take my lining piece, place the fabric right sides together. I'm going to find the center of my gusset and mark it, snip it out. Make a little snip. I found the center. And then fold my lining in half. Find the center on both sides. All right, take my gusset. The shiny side is the right side, and then place my little snips on there. I'm just going to stick some pins in this to hold it in place all the way around. So sew my lining. So now I'm just working on the lining bag. One day, you guys, I can send you the link to the live, and then whatever you're working on, you'll be able to be on the live with me sewing what you're working on while I'm sewing what I'm working on. I think that would be pretty cool. And that way, if you want to be seen on the live, we can chit chat in person on the live. So let me know if that's something you guys would want to do. And then we could be sewing and chatting all at the same time. Or if you like it like this, where we can just engage like this. Right, so now I have that side done. So place it down. And go ahead and sew all the way around. So this is the lining bag that I'm working on now, and it's going to go inside of the outer bag. And I just used the lining to the pants. It has some satin material inside the pants, so I just kept that same material. Because if I'm going to use it, I'm just going to use most of it that I possibly can. Alright, so now we have that done. I'm going to sew the other side with the right sides together and place the back piece, clip it in place, pin it in place with some pins, go all the way around. Just gonna hold it in place with a few pins in it. thing on this side. Almost there. So now once we have the lining bag complete and the outer bag complete, we can attach the flap to it. We can make a strap too. All right, so now I'm just gonna go around this side. I do need to get more needles for this machine as well. I do love the speed and the power of this industrial machine. If I press too hard on the pedal, it goes fast, really quickly. So we made the fringes already. If you just joined, we made the flap. We constructed the main body of the bag so far, and now we are finishing up the lining. All right, so now I have the lining done. So let's see what we got. We can turn this bag inside out. And push out the corners and all the sides all the way around. And let's see how our lining looks on the inside. Slide that right on in there. And I'm going to trim off just a little bit around the top of the bag, about 1/4 of an inch. Just to even it out a little bit more. Then We're going to add the flap. So I'm going to take this lining and just fold it inward about 1/2 of an inch. Same thing with the outer bag. I'm just going to fold it inward and then stick a clip in it. And just make sure that the side seams meet up all the way around. Stick a clip in it. Same thing on this side. Fold the lining bag towards me and the outer bag towards the lining. And then I'm just going to stick a clip in it to hold it in place. And then what I'm going to do is stick the flap in between both of these layers. And that should hold the flap in place. And now I can fold the front nice and neatly. And then fold the back the same way. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there. All right, so now that I have the lining completely in place, I'm going to sew all the way around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add our flap inside the back. So let's see how we want it to look over the front of the bag. Yeah, so it's going to come down It's going to hang down over the front of the bag. And we can cut off maybe just a little bit of the fringes, or we can leave them long, but I think we're going to cut off a little bit of the fringes on it, just a little bit, just so that way they're not too long. We're going to add a snap closure. So now I'm going to go around the rim of the bag and sew the lining to the outer bag. Let's knock that out first. But like I said, I'm going to leave an opening. Or I might not. I might just go all the way around. And then I'm just going to attach the flap to the back side of the bag without leaving an opening. So I'm just going to take my time. Go around this little bag, attaching the lining to the outer bag. I think I'm going to use some of the rest of the pants to add a strap, to make the strap for it. So we're almost around to the other side. Make sure my D-ring is out of the way. I just go slow until I get around to the other side. All right, so now we have the lining attached. So what I'm going to do is fold this top part of this bag down. And then I'm going to stitch across it of the flap. Now that we have this is the main body of the bag. So I'm just going to fold the flap down about 1/4 of an inch. And then stitch across it. I'm gonna add it to the back of the bag. We're gonna trim off a few of the little fringes just to give it a little shape. So I'm gonna place this right over the back of the bag and go from seam to seam on each side. See where I want to place it to make sure it's nice and even. From one side to the other side. Let's see, where does that make a flap? Okay, okay. Our flap is intact. So let's see, we're going to come down about 1/2 inch. And it may be a little too thick. May not be, to put some pins in it. So I'm going to stick a few pins in it. On each side, just to hold it in place where I want it to go. That looks pretty even. Let's see how it hangs down. Okay, I like the placement. All right, so now I'm just gonna sew across. I'm gonna stitch right along my stitch line where I folded the flap about 1/2 inch. So let's do that next. Just make sure the bottom of the bag is out of the way. Let's see if I can get it in there. All right, I think we have it out of the way. I'm just going to go across where I've already sewn. And then we are going to add a snap to the front. Now I think what I'm going to do is right where the flap starts to come over, just trim off a few of the fringes to get them out of the way. See if it comes right where it needs to. And then now what I'm going to do is add a snap to the front of it. We're going to add a little snap button. To the front. And we're almost done. Let's see where we want our flap to come. So what I'm going to do is put my phone in it. And just add a few things so I can see where I want my snap to be. Add my lip gloss. A little pouch. Just so that way if I have a ton of stuff in here, I can kind of really see where I want my snap to be. So if I got a lot of stuff in this bag, I'm probably going to want my snap to come right here to the center. So I'm going to make a mark. Well, let's measure. Let's not willy-nilly this one. I'm going to come across. So this bag is about 6 inches across for the flap. So, and I'm going to come up about 1/2 of an inch. So let's just say right at about the 3-inch mark is where we're going to make a mark. Right. On this one. I'm going to use my little stiletto, punch a hole right through it. I'm going to put my snap onto the front of it. And then on to the back of it. And then use my little hand press. Stick it on in there. All right, we got that done. Now we're gonna see where we want to put it in the front. I'm gonna Then we're gonna dye. Let's see where we want it to go. On the front of the bag. Can't hardly see with our little fringes all over everywhere. All right, but it can come down a little ways. Everything is straight. Let's see. I'm gonna take and mark where I want the snap to go on the bottom. Oh, shoot, I lost it. Oh no, I still see it. I still see it. Make it a little darker. All right. In the home stretch, guys. Poke where you want the hole to be. And make a mark. And I'm gonna put the other snap, the male end right through that hole. That we just created. I might need to make a bigger hole. All right, now we can see it. Place this piece right over it. Put it right over the die. Snap down. Let's make sure it snaps. And it snaps. So we can fill her back up. And hold a phone, a small pouch, another wallet. So this little bag can hold a lot of stuff. Snap it closed. All right, so now let's take a look and see where we want the, we got our D-rings on the side. This is what she looks like so far. I think she's turning out super cute. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can make a quick strap for this bag. So I'm gonna sit her down. Actually, I think we should go ahead and maybe, should we trim off some of the fringes? Let's see, I'm gonna sit her on the table and maybe do a little taper, like make her come down. And take a little bit of them off from the sides. I might leave the middle a little long. Come back up on this side. See how she looks. A little bit more. Cut a little bit more. Side. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we want to cut a little bit more. Not too much more. On that side and leave the middle kind of long. All right. I think I like the way that looks. I don't want the fringes to be too long, but hey Teresa, we getting there. So this is what she's starting to almost finish looking like. The masterpiece is almost done. We got our D-rings on the side. So this is what she looks like so far. I think she's kind of cute. She's really cute. And so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make a really narrow strap for her with what we have left of the pants leg. So I'm going to cut a piece off from what we have left. Because we still have a good bit left. These were some really big pants. Y'all, I can't wait to clean up in here after this. All right, so now I'm gonna grab some swivel clips. I should have some little ones in here somewhere. This is silver. I should have some gold ones. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Yeah, here they are. All right, so I have some gold swivel clasps. So this is what we're going to use for the strap. I'm going to just try and make a very narrow strap. Nothing too crazy. Oh, Teresa says very cute and boutique. And be boutique chic, but better because it's one of a kind. Absolutely, absolutely one of a kind. It definitely is one of a kind. So, yep, very, very cute. It is definitely one of a kind, unique, boutique chic. So if you was going out for a night and you had your Western wear on, I think she would be super cute. We almost there. I'm gonna make a quick little strap. I got 2 little swivel hooks that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try to cut this neatly and make it let's see, to make the strap. I'm gonna cut them about 2 inches, 2-inch strips, and just fold them inward. Let's see if my machine can handle this. And one more, and I'm just gonna hook them together. And then we should have a strap. All right, let's see if I can hook this together first. Uh-oh, we gotta change the needle. So on this machine, my needle has like a little shaft, like a little indentation on the right side. So that's where my little indentation has to go when I replace it. So it just has to be on the right. And the eye has to, you have to thread the needle coming from the left to the right on this machine. So I'm just replacing my needle. Now I'm going to thread it again really quickly. And we're pretty much done. We just got to make a quick strap for it. Make sure my needle's all the way up and as high as it can go. So we can thread it. All right, let's put our strap back on there. There's nothing like a nice fresh needle, y'all. And last thing we got to do before we make the strap is put Casey. I bet he will love it. You finished with the wallet? Yay! Casey's almost finished with her wallet. I know, right? Like, you know, a little 2-hour project. We almost there. Casey's sewing with me right now. I'm gonna thread my bottom bobbin one more time. And then we'll be done. We're gonna make a quick strap for it. Make sure this is out of there. All right, we got our bottom bobbin threaded. After I just threaded the needle, don't you hate that? Like, man, like I just threaded the needle. We broke a needle. I threaded the needle. And now it's time to put the bottom bobbin back in there. Bottom thread. All right. Let's wrap it up. Can I get the strap done? Can I get the strap done? Casey's almost finished. That's awesome. I wish I could see it. If you want to send a picture, Casey, in the community post, if you could, so we can all see what the wallet came out like. I think that would be sweet. I would love to see it, because I know it's going to be really nice when it's done. Really, really nice when it's done. Yeah, Teresa wants to be home sewing with us. I know, right? It's okay. You'll be off soon. And you'll be home in your happy place. Sewing with us, Teresa. You'll be home soon. That's how I am too. Like, sometimes when I go to work, I can't wait to get home to just sew something. Because this is truly my happy place. It's our healness place, wellness place, happy place. It's all of those things in one creative place. So this is where creative minds like us really thrive, in our sewing room, in our happy sewing space. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the strap. And I think the strap is really gonna add to this bag, since it's hopefully gonna match the bag. So I'm gonna hook these pieces together now. Like I said, I can't wait to clean up in here. All right, and then let's add another piece on. This should be long enough. It should be. Almost there. I really hope my friend who gave me the pants, I hope he just really likes them. Likes my bag, my boutique style cow print fringe leather bag. All right, so now I'm just gonna fold this inward right to the center, and I'm just gonna go all the way to the center on one side, all the way down, just kind of tacking it to the middle. Let's see if we can just do that until we get all the way to the end, and that should create our strap. I'm just folding one side of the strap inward on both sides. Just tacking it down. So with this new machine, I'm really learning how to manipulate fabric with it and move things around as I need to kind of get it to do what I need it to do. So sometimes it's a struggle, but most times it works out the way I want it to. I just go slow over the thick parts, but I still don't want to overdo it with this machine like I was on my other one. All right. I'm going to fold the other side inward and do the same thing. Cassandra, hey Cassandra. Cassandra made an apron today, y'all. I saw one I liked on a show that I watched yesterday and made one similar. That's awesome. I thought about making an apron like to wear to sew with every day. And then I wound up just going to get one from, I think I got this one from Michael's. But is it like a craft apron or is it like a cooking apron? Hey, Cassandra. How are you today? We're up sewing, girl. Trying to finish this bag. I'm making the strap now. Almost done. Actually, we're getting there. A craft apron. Okay. So it is a craft apron. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to make something with those pants that my friend gave me. So that's what we're up doing. We got Teresa on. She is at work. She might be off by now. We got Casey who's making a wallet at the same time. Let's see if I could get this little piece up under there good. Where's my stiletto? I could tack it down. Yep, when things get a little tough, you gotta kind of pull it through. Lift up on it. All right, now we're almost there. Just trying to make a quick little strap. To match this bag. Get off of here so you guys can enjoy your day. right, guys, I think we got a strap. Let's see if I can go over this little piece one more time. See a little missed stitch. All right, it's gonna be good enough. I might just buy a leather strap for it, but just to add something to it for now. Actually, I actually have, so I can add this strap onto it for now, just to show you what it looks like with the strap that matches the material of the bag. But we can also, I have a leather strap that matches the leather that's on this bag. So either we could just use this as like an additional crossbody bag strap, to finish it off. I think that's really cute to finish this off with. Let's see. So with the material from the actual, that normally is one of the things that I don't, yeah, Cassandra's like, I don't really care for making straps. I do not look forward to it when I'm making bags. Yeah, I know. So that's why I decided to maybe just add a strap that I already have for this bag. But I mean, I think it looks cute, kind of. Let's see, with the strap that we just made for it. Or I have a leather bag strap that I could use as well. So let's see, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Should I, let's see, leave it with this strap on? Let's see. Should we just leave it with this strap on? Like this. Do you like it with this one? You like it with this strap? I think it turned out really cute. So this is what it looks like. It's got a little gusset. I just added a snap button to the front. Cassandra says I like it. Okay, okay. So should we leave it with the cow print strap? Because, you know, I'll finish the strap later, but for now, should just leave it with the cow print strap on there. Or, let's see if I have a brown leather strap that we could put on here. I have this one that I got not too long ago. Let's see. Clean up some of this cow hair. I have this one, which I think will look cute. It's kind of short, so you can wear it maybe a little more shorter strap. Let's see. So we can keep this one. Or we have a brown leather strap that's already made that matches the fringes. So we don't have to make a strap. So I have tons of straps. Oh, I think this is more adorable, y'all. I don't know. I think the brown leather strap with the fringes got my heart. Once I snap the brown leather strap on, I think this is what's gonna do it for me. Even though it's like a cute little crossbody bag, I think I like the little brown short one. What do you guys think? You like the brown one? Or do you like the brown, huh? I know the brown just pops more with the leather fringes. It does. Oops, wait, I snapped some of the fringes inside the bag. Yeah, I think the brown. Oh, that's just super cute. She just so cute. The brown does. I think Cassandra says she likes the brown. The brown does pop a little bit more. So yeah, guys, we are done with the little cowhide bag. I think she's adorable. We made the fringes for her. I think she's super cute, super stylish. I don't know where I would ever wear her to, but she is cute. And the fringes are fun. I like the fringes. So if you stuck with me all the way to the end, I hope you like our little cowhide bag that we made from those pants. I hope my friend likes it. To put those pants to some use. He knew I would make something with it. He knew I would make something with it. But I had fun with you guys again today. It was so much fun making this bag. So I hope you enjoyed the live. Thank you, Cassandra, for being on. Casey, Teresa, as always. You guys are the best. I can't wait to make something else with you guys again. This is our cute little cowhide bag. Teresa, have a great day at work. If you're still there. Cassandra, I hope you enjoy your apron, your new apron. I know it's cute. So Casey, if you get a chance to put the wallet in the community tab, we all would love to see what it turned out looking like. And yeah, Cassandra, if you want to put the apron in there as well, it may inspire me to make a new apron. And yep, I might make a new wallet too. You guys inspire me so much. So let's keep creating, keep being awesome. I appreciate y'all. I hope you go out today and have a wonderful day. Thank you for being on here with me once again. And I love you. I'll see y'all in the next one. Mwah. Bye, guys. Have an amazing day today.